turns out we forgot to grab the house key. Young Neil thinks maybe the back door's open. It's gonna be the only way to go check.
Locked out.
It's gonna be a no for the Airbnb.
It was a MacGyver move though.
Lasting memory of Royal Melbourne, just being the perfect place to wrap up this leg of the trip. It was the combinations, all the best things of the courses that we had previously played, all wrapped into one.
I think this is like the crown jewel of Oz for sure, yeah.
A little hedgy for me, dog. It looks like they're trying to keep people like me out.
Everything about it was just a little bit bigger and bolder than everywhere else we played in Australia. I could have spent a whole nother day just hanging out in the clubhouse. They had an on-staff historian at the club, entire records room, like a museum on site.
I'll see you guys in 3 days.
This one's for you, buddy.
I actually don't read though. I only just look at pictures.
That's the take of the trip.
Matt Malika, I feel like he was born to just be a host. Like, that guy just makes me happier. He's an encyclopedia of golf knowledge. He knows his golf history, yet and has such an appreciation for people that also understand golf and relate to it in the same way that he does. I think that's what hopefully made us such a good match, our group, with playing with somebody like him on the other side of the world.
It's hard to put into words how passionate he is about golf. I don't think I've ever met anybody who's as passionate about anything as he is about golf and sharing it with others.
Royal Melbourne possesses 2 courses, east and west, and the club straddles 4 distinct land parcels. Dating back to the late 1950s, professional tournaments at RM have been staged over a composite course contained within the main paddock. 6 east holes and 12 west holes form the layout used for the President's Cup and other pro events. Royal Melbourne's west course is arguably Alistair Mackenzie's finest work and the best example of his design principles. Royal Melbourne had Mackenzie travel to Australia, and he was here from late October 1926 to New Year's Day 1927. He quickly recruited Alec Russell to be his assistant, and Russell later went on to design several other layouts, including RM's East Course. Mackenzie's brilliance is seen in the routing at RM and in the greens. He exploited a wonderful property, delivering an abundance of exciting tee shots and approaches. His greens are ideally situated, boldly sloped and contoured, and always best approached from a particular portion of fairway. Another character of the West Course, apart from its natural beauty, is the ample fairway width. There's loads of space for less accomplished golfers to make their way round with bogeys, largely free of risk, but rarely able to score pars and birdies. The 5th's an iconic par 3 which many golfers travel the world to play. Loosely based on the Eden, or the 11th hole at the old course, its green is sloped steeply from back to front, and anything above the hole can leave a really scary putt. It's said that the 5th is the only hole Mackenzie saw completed. The 6th hole is a quintessential dogleg par 4. It's often included in all-world top 18 layouts. A downhill tee shot is played over bunkers to a fairway that bends right. The braver the tee shot, the bigger the carry, the shorter the approach, and the better the angle to a steeply sloped green. Any pro tournament at Royal Melbourne invariably includes someone putting off the 6th green, leaving themselves a 30-yard chip back to the putting surface. Perhaps my most memorable moment of the day was the joyful giggle Tron let out when he walked towards the fairway bunkers on 6, saw his tee shot in a great spot, and caught a reveal of the green site, which really is a thing of beauty.
Oh, please hit it.
But 13 is this way. Gonna cross the busy road, look both ways.
Oh my God.
Best par I've ever made in my life. Smoked 3-wood, up over the green, rolled down, turned over 2-iron, left-handed, knocked it to like 15 feet, made it.
Get real nippy.
I got almost too nippy. Decided to get out of there with 4.
It was good. I finally found it a little bit out there.
Yeah?
It was nice.
Biggest difference between East Course and West Course was the land didn't quite have as much movement.
Through the East Course, you're crossing over the road a few more times, so it definitely loses a bit of flow in that regard. And you can definitely tell why they do make a composite course, because the best holes really do sit on that main paddock near the clubhouse. Paddock might be my new favorite word. I just find myself using it in random steps of life now that probably doesn't apply. But we are hanging out in the back paddock. Tron lives in a different paddock than we do.
DJ and Neil ejected hard and did some other hood rat stuff along the way.
You know, I kind of wanted to hit the scene a little bit and go check out what Melbourne had to offer.
That was too good. Caught a flyer.
What's the challenge here?
We got a break 80 challenge with the hickories.
You want to go talk to the locals a bit?
Yeah, let's go get a coffee.
What would you say Americans mess up about coffee?
They always take it away. They're always on their way somewhere and coffee's just an addition.
Yeah.
We like when people come in, sit down, have a coffee, enjoy it, and then move.
That speaks to my soul right there.
Driver off the deck.
Playing with the hickories is par 5s back in the day were like legit holes. If you're out of place, there's no like, I'm gonna smash a 4-iron up there and get it close. Update, even through 15. Par 3, par 5, par 4.
Yep.
So then we saw a skate park. We're like, oh, let's go tag it. So, you know, we start laying a few tags around.
No joke. Look at this kicker.
And we went in there. I was like, oh, this will be perfect. Like, maybe we can interview one of these skaters. I don't know if it was the bucket hat or the mustache, or I think I gave him some like weird vibes.
Let me ask a couple questions. It's gonna be a no for them, dog. You know, we're here from America. Yeah, no shit, bro.
I think it was a clash of worlds.
We're gonna get the last lap.
It's a wrap.
What's your score, Z?
Even par on 18.
That was the first time I'd ever played hickories and feel like a light went off. Yeah, I know I sound like a hipster. I'm sorry.
The idea of shooting 95, whatever it would have taken with hickories, did not appeal to me, but seeing the joy that those guys experienced with it, I have some regrets.
All right, last hole of the trip. 7 rounds plus nonsense
8 holes.
Yeah, it was sick.
Final hole, carrying the chain, but Tron's out there in the background hunting. We're gonna see what happens here. Tron might be flying home with the chain.
Thanks so much. My pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome trip, brother.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks for joining us.
DJ and Neil opted not to play one of the best golf courses in the world. I don't even know what they got into really that afternoon.
Neil, you're looking a little shaggy, bud. Kind of mullety in the back.
We got down into like a nice classic part of town, decided to get a haircut. I don't know why, it just felt like the right thing to do.
I'm Neil. It's nice to meet you.
So I thought it was gonna be like an old school barbershop. We were gonna get some stories.
Do you get many Americans in here? Started sweating when he started cutting my hair. Just chunks, like ripping it out, no water in it.
And then his friend came in and started talking about hooker stings and like happy ending massages across the street.
You had me worried there for a second when you started hacking away, but you came out on top.
Before we left, he was calling the massage parlor across the street on behalf of us, and he was hiding behind the pole.
Okay, all right, there's no coming, bye.
I need a minute. All right, a lot going on there. Yeah, that was not what I expected from that barbershop at all. And did you see the guy that came in after me? Oh my God. Might be keeping the bucket on for a little while.
Having Zach and Dan on the trip, it was invigorating to a certain extent, but then like they basically took up all that energy that they provided too, because they just forced us to play so much freaking golf.
Trying to keep up with Dan off the tee was a fool's errand, but I nonetheless tried. The competition and the camaraderie that comes from playing with somebody like Zach, that's engaging and he's talking to each and every person and couldn't really care less about his score, and then shows up and just shoots a 67 like it's nothing.
Hey, cheers.
Boys,
To Hickories.
That's it.
It's emotional.
That was good shit.
Later, dog.
Thanks, DJ.
That was awesome, man.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Absolutely. See you guys down the road.
Probably no better chance in my life I would have to get over to New Zealand. I hopped a flight from Melbourne to Auckland, decided to continue the adventure there. Biggest difference between Australians and Kiwis. We're here at Cape Ranger, between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean.
So just had the first Hickory experience.
Paradigm shift. The jigger, it was cheating around the greens. The combination of a 5-iron and a hybrid, but that was hitting scooters from everywhere around the greens. You know, it's more about tempo. You can't swing too hard. It was so much more creative and imaginative though. You feel connected to the club.
You did have the first ever shank with the clubs that don't even have a hosel. I don't know how you did that.